some solid skills inside, matching Canelo's strength in the clinch. In fact, there was one moment where he broke out of a clinch and hit Canelo with a solid punch as he escaped. Saunders even managed to counter while staying in the pocket. Canelo went for his usual left hook, but instead of ducking and getting out, Saunders stayed in and countered twice. In rounds 5, 6, and 7, Saunders did his best work. He increased his output, became harder to hit, and started turning Canelo more effectively. From what I saw, Saunders won rounds 5 and 7. Heading into the 8th round, Saunders was in a good rhythm. His confidence was growing, and it seemed like he was settling into his fight. But just as things were looking up for him, he made a crucial mistake. He tried to throw a lead hook and pivot out, but Canelo was waiting for it. As soon as Saunders turned and ducked, Canelo unleashed a brutal uppercut that smashed Saunders' cheek. The fight continued through the round, but it was effectively over at that moment. For all of Saunders' success, Canelo never panicked. He's a methodical fighter, relentless in his approach. When Saunders made a miss, Canelo just reset and stayed focused. He moved with Saunders, kept up with him across the ring, and cut off his space, even in the huge ring Saunders had demanded. The Mexican's defense was sharp, his hands always up, and he rarely missed his straight punches. He was constantly stepping, feinting, reading Saunders, cutting off the ring, and anticipating every move. Most importantly, Canelo never took his eyes off Saunders. When Saunders fell back into old habits, Canelo was ready. And with one devastating uppercut, he broke Billy Joe Saunders' cheek and his will to fight. At the end of the 8th round, Saunders looked like a man who had completely broken down. Just one punch had sealed his fate, leaving his eye socket clearly damaged. He winced when his trainer, Mark Tibbs, carefully touched the red swollen area. It was too much to handle. Tibbs made the tough call to stop the fight, and Saunders dropped his head under a wet white towel. The surrender was final, and there was no other option. Billy couldn't see. Mark wouldn't let him come out, said Eddie Hearn, the promoter who had just set a new record for American indoor attendance at the fight. Alvarez stood coldly in his victory, while Saunders could barely bring himself to touch gloves